Hello and welcome back, folks, to another podcast. Whee! We're all here. Look, you can see our faces and everything. Well, as long as the technology works.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the end of the year, so we have to do an end of the year review. Kind of, sort of, maybe.
We do have to.
It seems obligatory if you're on YouTube. You have to kind of sum up what's happened in the year.
Yeah.
Everyone does it.
Some good stuff happened. Some bad stuff happened. 5 out of 8 bits.
Good night. That's it. We're done.
You can follow us on Facebook.
Sounds like a good plan. But I guess we should kind of kick things off by maybe having a look at what came out towards the start of the year. No, what came out towards the start of the year. So, what was your highlight from like the beginning? Someone pick something that was good.
Well, I mean,
Nothing.
I suppose it seems significant considering what we've had announced in the last few weeks from Double Fine. But start of the year, they kicked things off with Grim Fandango got remastered and came out.
Yeah, didn't Yaki play that?
I did. I even did a review on it, which I'm sure might be linked somewhere in the video.
Yeah, there'll be a link.
Yeah.
How was it, Yaki? Was it as grim and fandango-y as you imagined to be?
Well, I mean, for me, that was the first time I played it because I don't play video games. That's why I'm here. But definitely, like, as I also, like, as part of the review, would, like, watch playthroughs of the original Grim Fandango, and just from watching gameplay videos, it looks like it was a pain in the arse to play the original.
Was it like the old King's Quest, where you had to
very much
type what you wanted to do?
Well, not to that extent,
quite.
but it was kind of scanning every pixel of the screen to try and find what was clickable.
Yeah,
and you had like, and it was
click.
all, it still had like tank controls, so I think you couldn't point and click, right? To move. So yeah, it was awful. Like,
oh man, old point and clicks were so fantastic. Like the original King's Quest, you had to type in what you wanted to do. You couldn't even click it. There was not even pointing or clicking. And then like you would start playing it, and it would be like, right, walk left, and the character would just walk left, walk like off the edge of a bridge, and fall into a moat
But
and
didn't
die.
King's Quest also get well, not remastered, but it got a kind of whole reboot this year.
Yeah,
as well.
it did get a whole reboot. I didn't play it to play it.
There has been a lot of remasters and reboots and that. That seems to have been one of the themes of the year.
Yeah.
You know, even though we're into year 2 of the next gen, current gen. That's one thing. I'm still saying next gen. What about you guys?
No,
I still call next gen. Well, I mean, like, I
know they've been around for 2 years now, so technically they're current gen.
No, it's current gen. Freaking next gen.
Well, yeah, but the point is, none of the games are like feel current gen because.
No, if you haven't put your Xbox 360 in a blend tech blender at this point, you're doing it wrong. Like, it has backwards compatibility. There is zero need for that shit.
Yeah, it has backwards compatibility fucking now.
Yeah, now! So it's this gen! Oh my god, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. But I get
so
that.
this is all coming from our Xbox One user, obviously.
I don't even use my Xbox One.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like,
it's that giant paperweight under your TV, is it?
It's been out.
Yeah.
They've been out for 2 years, and like, I can play everything on my PC. Like, the only game.
Can you, Yaki? Can you?
Well, okay.
Theoretically, you could play everything on your
people can play video games on their PCs. I can't. But like, honestly, like probably my favorite game on the PS4 is probably Rocket League,
which is on PC and cross-platform.
Exactly. So it's like easy.
Yeah, I mean, for the fact that this is the second year of current gen, we're still struggling to get kind of those, you know, big next gen titles. I mean, it's started to happen this
Oh come
a
on!
bit more
Did we
this
get
year.
Bloodborne this year? Was that,
But
what was this year?
it's just a continuation
That was
of
a
another
big
series, though.
title. So
Yeah,
it's not a remake. Like we're making progress.
It's
She started.
It's more like a reimagining.
The Angry Scott's out.
All right. Do you not think it's more of like a reimagining though of just Dark Souls?
Well, it feels like a continuation of the Dark Souls series.
Yeah.
I know it's not one of the Souls games, but it's in that kind of genre.
Like,
on,
in
you
terms
guys
of
are
like
so
originality
fussy.
for current gen, it's like
Yeah.
You just want brand new
Still.
good games on Xbox and PlayStation exclusively.
Well, no, not exclusively.
Exactly,
I want them on
then
PC.
you can't complain.
No,
You
no,
can't be
I'm saying.
Yeah, but everything is an iteration of what has come before.
Well,
like,
yeah,
of
everything
course it
is.
fucking is.
The angry Scott's here.
I'm so glad she's gone angry like this.
I'm turning my game down.
We're starting with the bar high. No, I'm saying obviously that first year they release all the gash, you know, that people will forget in 7 years' time. But this second year is where they normally start showing off what the consoles can do. We've had that a little in the fact that there's been a lot of kind of open world sandbox games, so it's starting to push the technology. But there's still nothing that feels particularly special to the consoles.
That offends me, John. Microsoft is pushing their technology by showing that their new, up-to-date, improved Xbox can play the games
at 900p
of the previous shitty Xbox.
Also, don't forget
it can do all of the things of a 360.
And also, don't forget you can also buy 20 new buttons with an Elite fucking controller, which is also
for $100.
Can I just say, fuck them.
No, Elite controllers are like spaftastic, but I am maybe biased because obviously my partner works at Microsoft and can get them at reduced price. So I get them for a reasonable price. I mean, they've also released an adapter that lets you plug them into your PC, so I never even have to play my Xbox.
Wait.
Best year for hardware.
You're arguing the case for next-gen consoles. Sorry, current-gen consoles, but you're still just playing everything on PC.
Yeah, pretty much.
You think
except Wii U games. Like Yoshi's Woolly World, which came out this year.
Wait, hang on. Wait, Fran, you think that PC gaming lacks enough buttons? Is that what you just said?
Well, I mean, my mouse has like 8 extra buttons, so yeah, I would say yeah. I have a keyboard with special buttons on the side, like additional buttons. Like so you can never have too many buttons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2015 is the year of the buttons and remakes. Right?
There we go, confirmed.
It's like you want to push my buttons? I have extra. See, this is how you pick people up. Oh dear, but yeah, no. So Yoshi's Woolly World that came out on the Wii U. And that was actually really fun. Europe got it first, so fuck you, America.
I mean, that is one thing. Wii U has made improvements this year. It has been kind of the must-own console this year.
Yeah, it had Splatoon this year, wasn't it?
Splatoon is probably their biggest game of the year, because obviously
Splatoon was super fun.
It's still getting updated like regularly as well. They keep releasing maps and special events and stuff.
Yeah, that seems to be the one they're kind of really pushing and really kind of throwing all the weight behind, because they know that's what's gonna kind of sell those last few units they've got in the warehouse before they start work on the NX, which was announced this year.
Yes.
No, John, no. I need more Wii U games.
Well,
I mean, Xenoblade came out this month. I haven't played it yet. It's like December. That's like a Christmas game.
I mean,
that's like a we have no idea what it's like until the end of the year game.
Well, am I right in thinking, like, I could have sworn I read somewhere that the NX is like basically backwards compatibility but with hardware, because like you can hook up your 3DS and your 3DS New and your Wii U somehow.
Why would I hook up my 3DS to a
not.
But I don't know what that achieves. But I know that there's
what
some
I'd
sort
heard
of, like,
technology-wise. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago they kind of leaked kind of patent documents showing a new touchscreen controller, which actually has you touching the screen almost.
You can touch the screen of the Wii U gamepad, like literally.
Yeah, no, but
it's right here. I'm gonna pull it up for the camera
buttons.
like I'm touching the screen. Why are you?
It's just like a dish, which you can just kind of control the screen, and it's got the hand grips and things like that. So
this upsets me.
Yeah, but no, the kind of major thing I heard about what the NX is going to be based around is actually going to be based around like Nintendo's own kind of adapted version of Android.
They are pushing mobile. Nintendo are like, holy fuck! I just realized all of our games have cute, fun characters. Let's put them on mobile, sell them to moms.
I mean that was another kind of big news
Nintendo
story.
is profitable! Hooray!
And they want to keep all those profits by short selling all the amiibo figures and screwing YouTubers out of their money as well.
Yeah, no, I don't. To be fair, I don't think it's a bad decision. Like, screwing YouTubers is a bad decision, but I don't think going to mobile is necessarily a bad decision, because I think like the 3DS is already like almost like
until it gets
mobile,
to the free to start games.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen them. Like, there was one of them was like Picross. That's as much as I remember. I got to draw pictures of Pokemon, John. And then Pokemon Go. Holy! I'm having an aneurysm right now.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
It has its own piece of hardware for a mobile game. I actually can't think of another game that has that at the moment.
That's pretty exciting. It's like the Pokemon Walker all over again.
Yeah. Nintendo likes selling us bits of hardware, don't they?
Oh yeah, you have that like wristband thing.
Yeah, because I mean that was going to be one of their big things. They were going to turn everyone healthier. Because originally that was going to be the plan with the Wii, and then there were rumours that they were going to try and sell a load of kind of BitFit type watches and that with the Wii U.
A fantastic plan. Then when I go to the gym, I can battle actual Pokemon. Like when I meet my macros, then I'm like, oh well, I had some protein, so now all my Pokemon can have some protein too. This is the best plan ever. I'm gonna be fucking Hitmonlee in no time.
Anyway, going back to the start of the year, yeah, I mean this ties in nicely. As I said, Nintendo did actually announce at the beginning of the year their Creators Program. Do people remember that?
Oh, when you can sign up and get a portion of the revenue.
Yes.
So we made the games and you played it. I'm not inherently against the idea of there being any like a split. I mean, I think it's much better publicity for publishers to not do that. 100%. I think like at the end of the day, if you're making money from the game and people are playing your game online and advertising it, that's kind of a profit in itself. But at the same time, I can understand that people who put time and effort into games sometimes want maybe something better. Like I'm not inherently against it. I just think Nintendo implemented it in completely the worst way possible. Yeah,
but I mean, I'm just going to say, thankfully they did start this all at the start of the year, and the really scary thing was, oh shit, if Nintendo's going to do it, how long until somebody else jumps on the bandwagon? How long until we have EA or Ubisoft trying this? But thankfully, you know, a year later, well, almost a year later, we haven't had that situation. So, you know, as long as you kind of steer clear of Nintendo content on YouTube, you're all right.
That's true. And I mean, you can still live stream it.
Yeah.
Like I've never had any issues live streaming
until
stuff on Twitch. They haven't got to Twitch yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'll put up. Yet. Yeah. I think that's.
But then again, a bit later in the year, YouTube went after Twitch, didn't they?
Yeah, bastards. Bastards. Just
they
trying to get a chunk of my pie.
They announced their YouTube gaming kind of, what was it, middle of the year?
Right like about April time.
Yeah, they were trying to go after that streaming dollar.
John,
pretty
you've
hard.
used it. How was it? How was your YouTube gaming experience?
It's not bad actually. The bit rate and the quality is all really good. There doesn't seem to be a lot of lag. Even when I was initially testing it with no fiber, the quality was pretty good. I mean, that's one thing. And obviously, there's stuff like you could actually use it as a DVR. So if somebody joined the stream, 20 minutes, half an hour late, they could just rewind back and start from the.
I'm having angry hands again. That defeats the entire point of live streaming. It says it on the tin. I mean, I think like YouTube, they have the money, they have the know-how, they have the development team, especially since they became like A, B, alphabet, C, whatever. But they have that happened this year as well. They have the know-how to make a decent streaming platform. However, I think that for gaming at this point,
it lives and dies by the community.
People aren't going to move from Twitch unless something very special happens.
Yeah, it lives and dies by the community, and obviously, YouTube's got the community for the kind of the recorded stuff, but anything live, people still just go to Twitch.
Exactly. Like I don't know anyone from Twitch who moved towards YouTube gaming.
No.
I mean, some people may be contractually allowed to do both, but a lot of I know Twitch contracts have stipulations about whether you can stream on two platforms at once. Some have stipulations whether you can stream on other platforms at all. Like it depends on the person, and I think like when you have quite a cushy deal with Twitch, you're not really gonna go and like just be like, fuck you, Twitch.
Yeah.
YouTube is like my sugar daddy now. Like I don't know, it needed something special, and then when it came out, it didn't have like mods, you didn't have emotes, like people were just freaking spamming swastikas in most chats, and it's like, wow, this is an interactive chat experience. Damn, I didn't know like ASCII art could get that accurate. That does in fact look a lot like Hitler. So for me, it was a bit of an piece of news.
Yeah. But I mean, YouTube also kind of followed that up you know, tail end of this year with, what was it, YouTube Red, where they're trying to take on Netflix now.
Yeah, YouTube Red sounds nothing like RedTube. These
yes.
I mean, it may contain both the words tube and red, but they're in a separate order, and it's got you in front. It's more interactive. But yeah, no, I think like a lot of people are trying to take on Netflix at the moment. Like I know Amazon has started to like really push video streaming. They signed up the new Top Gear as well because Top Gear is no more. Like I don't know. I think like I get what YouTube's trying to do, but I feel like they're not committing. They need to like. They're trying to invest in everything, but they're their Google Plus status in a committed relationship with YouTube Red. Doesn't sound
anyway, games,
video games.
Yeah, I'm going back to the top of the list of that now. Other
like
stuff.
Crappy games.
Yeah. I mean,
games.
as always, the start of the year, it's kind of a quiet start. There's stuff like. The Order 1886 came out, which everyone goes, oh, it's got very pretty beards and mustaches, but it's like 2 hours old.
Ordering takeout. Oh, I'd like order 1886, but you know they all have numbers. Like,
yeah.
I just want Chinese.
So pilau rice and chicken, is it? Yeah.
Exactly. It sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty delicious. I mean, what else came out? Fucking Mario Party 10. I got
here we go. We're gonna
and bought this game.
Sit back and let Fran rant about this one.
I got drunk and bought this game, and I was like, I haven't played Mario Party since I think 8. I skipped 9, and then they basically were like, you know how you move around the board independently and it's kind of fun and you collect stars? No, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to structure the game so you all move around the board as like one unit, and you don't collect big stars, you collect little stars. We're just basically taking everything fun from the game and like throwing that out, adding amiibos, and here you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, we've got to sell you those amiibos. We've got to sell you those amiibos. Oh, well, we'll try and sell you those amiibos. You might have to buy them on eBay for 10 times the price, but...
Yeah. But yeah, no, Mario Party 10 is firmly, I am disappointed. That was not a party. That was not a Mario Party.
Talking about selling you shit or pre-ordering shit, also in February, we had Evolve come out, and obviously they bigged this up as kind of the next big team-based shooter type thing. Just buy all this pre-order shit.
No, they completely missed the trick.
Yeah, wasn't there like about 8 different pre-order versions of it?
It was like $8 billion. It was way... So the game itself, I played the closed beta, out of the open beta, one of the betas, and it was actually a legitimately really fun game.
Yeah.
And then they just priced it ridiculously and no one bothered to pay for it because it was overpriced. Yeah. 100% it was overpriced. They like pushed DLC and everything. And there were talks about it being an esport, you know, doing like a 5-man team and like you have a human round and a monster round and stuff, but I mean, it had so much potential.
Yeah, it was a nice concept, the whole thing of it being asynchronous multiplayer type thing.
Yeah, I'm sad. It had so much potential.
Well, I mean, the silver lining is that it did inspire a bunch of other games to basically do the asynchronous or asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical, that's the word.
Asymmetrical teams. Because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've already seen a couple of indie games at least that have 1 versus 4 and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think asymmetrical, it has potential. Nosgoth, I think, was another one that was... I think I must have played that this year. Vampires
yeah, that was all based in the Legacy of Kain world, and that wasn't it?
That one that's been quite interesting, though. I kind of lost interest. I have a very short attention span.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. All these ones seem to be quite flash in the pan, don't they? You know, they're kind of the big thing for all of about 5 minutes, and then they suddenly disappear and get replaced.
It's a shame. I think it's definitely a shame. But are you okay?
Somebody died.
Cool. That was me. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm alive.
I think like this is the problem with video games at the moment is because there's so many of them, because it's such a high value industry.
Yeah.
Like everything, it's very hard to have something that keeps our attention. Like the fact that we can't even remember half of the games and we have a list here to give us hints is kind of
I mean, we're shitting on it, but this has actually been a really good year for games.
It has been a really good year, but I think there's been a lot of good stuff, but like not a lot of stuff sticks around, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for the next thing, and that's probably like my biggest upset.
I think the main thing, at least for me, the main thing was that I kind of got really overwhelmed with everything coming out. Like, as soon as something came out, like another game I wanted to play came out the next week, or yeah, just nothing that grabs me. Which, in all fairness, probably speaks as to why The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4 is doing so well and is on the top of a lot of people's Game of the Years. Because
yeah, well, I mean that is one thing. I think this year has been the year of open world games.
Yeah,
because we've had Witcher 3, we've had Fallout, we've had Mad Max, Just Cause. What else has there been? There has been a shit ton of open world games.
Is Batman open world? I don't know because it doesn't fucking work. But we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, we'll get onto that later.
I think that's fair to say. Open world has been very big this year in both senses of the world. There have been big open worlds, and they've been
the worlds have been bigger as well. I mean, we had the PC version of GTA come out, and that has kind of dominated the year as well. Because obviously, mod support, mods. Talking about mods. And open world games.
We're going to talk about Steam.
We're going to talk about Steam, yeah. What was it? Kind of middle year, early part of the year. Steam announced that was it, in April. They announced paid mods in the workshop for Skyrim. 2 days later.
I'm not happy about this.
Go on, you explain why you're unhappy about this.
I'm not happy about this, Valve, because you announced your mods and everyone was like, holy fuck, what the fuck are you doing? And the mods itself, like paid mods isn't necessarily a bad idea. I think money should go to the mods, but the way they were doing it was completely bullshit. Yeah. So I was like, right, we'll record a vlog, we'll talk about this is current, and we can kind of look at both sides of the coins, because I think everyone was very quick to judge and say, oh, but mods have been free, so they should always be free, which I don't agree with. However, literally the next day, when the video was all like,
it was about 2 hours before the video was supposed to go out, wasn't it?
We've changed our mind. Sorry, please don't hate us. And I was like, well, this is a complete waste of content now. Thank you, Valve. I really appreciate you.
Not a happy bunny.
And aren't mods coming to consoles?
That was one of the things with E3. Because what was it? Bethesda had their own conference at E3, and they were talking about different stuff, like obviously Fallout, but they also mentioned Doom, and they were talking heavily about Doom was going to be able to be modded, and that those mods would be available on the console version. Well, I think they just mentioned Xbox. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Xbox is the one that definitely said that they'll be allowing downloadable mods.
Yeah, but
all that kind of thing. And I think it's a good step to take. Definitely.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. Open world has been super strong this year. Like I played a little bit of The Witcher, but then I started playing The Witcher like 3 days before Fallout 4 came out, and then I have not played it since. Like it did not do very well.
Yeah, but in Fallout, how much of the time did you actually play the kind of the story? How much of the time did you build a little town?
Fucking Sims. Oh. No, I wasn't.
Have you
too
got
bad.
your house all perfect and everybody in what is it, Sanctuary? Is it Sanctuary?
No, because the thing is, John, I fulfilled my needs for building houses. Like the months beforehand, when I was playing the worst fucking iOS game I've ever played, known as Fallout Shelter. Like, there's literally nothing to it, and I couldn't stop.
But it was a great piece of marketing.
I wanted to bring that up, okay? Because I haven't been able to play Fallout 4 yet, but I played the crap out of Fallout Shelter.
It's terrible.
It is, but it's like
so bad.
But it's like the best Farmville I've ever played.
Yeah.
And how much money did it make for Bethesda? It made like $1 million in a week or something.
So much money. I haven't spent any money on it, but I was like waking up in the morning and being like,
that was the coolest thing about Fallout Shelter, was the fact like when they said you don't have to spend money, you genuinely really didn't have to spend money. Like,
you just have to spend your time and your dignity.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just mobile gaming in general, so it's fine.
Oh dear.
But I mean, I suppose it's slightly better than what was it? EA's attempts at monetizing and doing mobile versions of their beloved franchises, like, what was it, the Dungeon Keeper one, where I can't remember, was that this year or last year?
I don't remember. Basically,
where it was the whole, you had to literally wait 24 hours to
that was
cut through a block.
That.
Oh, you could pay us some money.
They released a Dungeon Keeper version, like on iOS game, and this was like the revival of Dungeon Keeper, and everyone was like, holy shit, my childhood, all of my feels, take my money. Except that when you played it, like, it was basically like completely and utterly time gated unless you paid for shit. So you couldn't do anything. And like, it was like, oh, well, you can do this for free if you live to be 11 billion. But for those of us mere mortals, for only $8, however, 99.
You can have a golden pickaxe that your goblins can actually mine shit.
Yeah, that's basically how it was.
Okay, I'm going to put forward a potentially $1 million idea. Okay. At which point, please give me credit. Do you think people would be a little more accepting of free-to-play games if everyone, kind of like Smite, if everyone had the option to buy the game? So like, you know how Smite, so Smite has the God Pack, right? Which you pay your set amount of money, and from then on you get every single champion that's ever going to be released, or every god even.
Yeah.
And that's totally fair, I think. Like, if you're gonna spend money, just spend money.
I think that's a very good way to do it. Like, one of the things Smite does very well is it doesn't do pay to win, and pay to win is something that I think when kind of microtransactions started to become a thing, too many games fell down the pay to win path.
Yeah.
Whereas with Smite, like you say, you can play the game and you can earn the gods by playing the game. Alternatively, you pay, it's $30, and sometimes it's on sale and it's like $20. Like that's like a pizza. Well, maybe 2 pizzas, but whatever. Point being, it's half a pizza in Norway. It's a very, very good way to do monetization and allow people who want to pay to gain benefits, but allow people who don't want to not to, and not kind of separate them out. So I agree. I think like with free to play is definitely huge still. Like free to play is a huge market now, because I think more and more people have computers, laptops. They're becoming cheaper. Everyone is getting better internet. But people don't want to buy games like when they can download them for free from the internet, and they're downloading good free games. And I think that's like why you've seen so many companies try and get a slice of the MOBA pie. Though I think at that point it's kind of saturated now. Yeah. Although Heroes of the Storm came out this year, that's a MOBA. There you go. Yeah. Segue. Haha.
No, just one more thing on that before we go. Fallout Shelter. I've looked this up. Fallout Shelter made 5.1 million in the first 2 weeks on iOS alone. That was back in July. How much money have they made on that since?
Oh, that's a lot of caps, John.
That is an awful lot of lunchboxes.
Wow. I don't really have words. So microtransactions, that's definitely a thing to do.
Yeah, let's get all on those microtransactions. Anyway, moving on to other stuff. Let's see if we can steer away from microtransactions. What else came out?
Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, I mean that was another point I wanted to make for this year. We had a lot of the forerunners for the Steam Early Access release this year. We had Kerbal, which was one of the early adopters of Early Access. We had, was it Prison Architect came out a couple of months ago?
It came out.
Broforce, a bunch of the bigger names that have been in Early Access for a while. Nuclear Throne came out 2-3 days ago since this recording.
So a small part of me thinks that Valve are like, the fuck, guys, like, you're making us look bad. Just fucking release your games, okay? We'll give you, like, we'll put you on the front page. Just stop. This has been going on for long enough. But to be fair, a lot of the games that have come out are fantastic. Kerbal Space Program is, like, I think the best way to teach anyone about astrophysics ever. Like, I didn't know all of this stuff until I played about orbiting and like how to like change your trajectories, and oh my gosh, like, I mean, I don't really know much about building rockets, to be fair, but I learned a lot about physics.
Kerbal is one of those games that should be in schools. They should give away really free versions to schools, and that. It's a case of, I mean, they use Minecraft for teaching kids, you know, architecture and programming and things like that. So Kerbal is definitely one of those games that could teach, kids, physics and, astronomy and things like that. So
definitely. I think like they've done a very good job of applying real world physics to a video game. I think a little bit you have to do a lot of research before you start playing. Or,
that is one of those games.
Watch someone who knows what they're doing play first.
You need a wiki open to just to start the game. Sure.
Exactly, but then saying that when you like first started playing Minecraft, you didn't know what any of the patterns were. There was no way of learning. You had to look.
Let's face it, Mojang didn't know what half of it was going to be.
That's true. So I think Kerbal's been really good, and I'm really happy that it kind of launched because it's a super fun game, and you should definitely play it. Like it's one of my indie games of the year, I would say. Like there's been quite a lot of good indie stuff.
Yeah, as I said, it's been a really good year for games in general, whether it's indie or big budget, things like that. I'm just scrolling through what other stuff has come out. That kind of piques my interest. Talking about Steam, jumping to indies. Well, I won't say getting on their side, but there's a bit of controversy around Hatred middle part of the year, because obviously we had all the trailers for I'm gonna kill everybody, and really people were getting up in arms about this game, which a lot of people that had any sense actually pointed out, going, well, if you don't want to play the game, don't buy the game. And then it got pulled from Steam.
Aww.
Only for, what was it, Gabe himself actually stepped in and go, no, bring it back. It's a case of the market will decide, and
I think that's
the market did decide,
fair.
because nobody I know has actually ever played it. They go, yeah, it's just a crap shooter.
I think like in recent years, like people have been pushing a lot of social agenda onto video games. And I think in some ways it can be beneficial for the market, but on the other hand, it causes a lot of vitriol, and Gamergate was like very kind of indicative of that. But I think like at the end of the day, the gaming community is very good at kind of making up their own minds. Like, I think when stuff is shit, we will call it out, and when stuff is good, we'll tell it that it's good. This is basically what this entire podcast is about.
Yeah. Okay, then.
So I think in some ways, censorship
games that are shit. This is a perfect segue. What has been the worst game of the year?
Arkham Shite. It does what it says on the tin.
I
didn't even pay for this game, and I fucking am pissed off about this game. So I got a new graphics card this year, and with it was like, you get Arkham Knight for free. And I was like, oh, okay. It used to be The Witcher, and then now it became Arkham Knight, and then it became Metal Gear. I literally missed 2 good games in my recipient of this graphics card. So I got it for free. And then it came out, and then it basically it had so many bugs and glitches that it was 100% unplayable on PC, to the point where Warner Bros. Pulled it from the Steam store and was like, yeah, shit, we can't keep selling this, it's not finished.
But I mean, the timing of that was really, well, convenient, because what was it, a week or 2 weeks beforehand, Steam finally announced their refund policy, didn't they? Convenient timing.
But you can't get a refund on a free game, John. I tried. I was like, maybe they'll give me something that I can actually play, because literally Warner Bros. Since announced that you can refund this game up until the end of the year. Like, they're like, if no questions asked. They're still trying to fix it. They're still trying to patch it. They came out in June. It
came out in June, but they tried to convince everybody the PC version came out a month ago.
Yeah, it's
tried to ignore the initial release, but the one that came out a couple of months ago, wherever it was, that's still broken.
Yeah, no, it's that for me. Like, I haven't played it. I can't play it. Like, I installed it and everything. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. And then everything came out online, and I was like, I'm not even gonna try at this point. Like, like the internet convinced me not to even try to play a game that I already own. Like, that's an impressive feat.
It's a case of one of the things that kind of I've not played it, but one of the things that seemed to divide a lot of people with Arkham Knight was the whole thing with, we've got to include the Batmobile. The Batmobile's going to be the big thing in it. I go, it's an Arkham game. You spend most of your time swinging from buildings or gliding between them. Oh, why do you need a car?
See, now I want to play Grand Theft Arkham. That should be a game. There you go. So there you go, Warner Bros. That one's on me.
It's probably already been modded. It's probably already there.
It probably is. But for me, Batman Arkham Knight is by far the worst game that came out this year.
Yaki, what's been your worst? Yaki, are you still there? Have we lost Yaki?
Earth Yaki. Coming, Yaki. I don't know why Earth sounds like an alien. Oh, he's back! He's coming back!
He's back!
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my phone died.
Well, you came back just in time.
Oh, he missed my entire rant. Do I have to do it again?
No. You can check the video afterwards.
So, worst game of the year, Yaki. I said Batman Arkham Knight. Now, what do you think?
Retention.
Or is that what you did your video on?
The very first video I ever did for this channel. Retention.
What is it? Explain.
Piece of shit is what
Why?
it is. Brad.
Why?
No,
You gotta
it was
give
an
reasons.
arty piece of shit.
Because it was an arty piece of shit that was a bad piece of game and a bad piece of art.
A bad piece
Fucking
of
terrible.
A bad piece of
Fucking terrible piece of shit. I don't know. In terms of real, I don't know, an actual worst game of
What,
the
a
year?
real
I don't
game,
know.
not as opposed to an arty piece of shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't played like anything this year.
man.
You might have to come back to me.
We've
on
already
that.
covered things. Fallout Shelter, piece of shit. Addictive piece of shit, nonetheless. But fucking, oh my gosh, Mario Party 10 can go die in a fire. Like literally, I wish it kind of encouraged me not to continue to drink. Like if I'm gonna buy this kind of game when I'm drunk, like I think I need to question my life choices. John. I know you have a special game in your soul.
I do, but I did want to pick out a few that I know are bad, and I just want to draw attention to them. Stuff like Godzilla the game.
There's a Godzilla the game?
Yes,
Godzilla
Bandai
game.
released, it was middle of the year, Godzilla the game, which basically involved the same level over and over again. You play as Godzilla, you climb out the water, you breathe on stuff, try to blow up buildings, and then you get attacked by Mothra.
I feel
That
like
is the entire game, but it's just that same level repeated over and over again, and it was god-awful. It wasn't even funny. Like, you know, the original Godzilla movies, the proper Japanese Godzilla movies, they were, you know, so dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like if
Oh,
so
you're-
bad they were good. This is just bad.
it's so bad it's bad. I think if you're gonna make a game and you're like, oh, let's make a game based on a movie. Oh, well, what we're gonna make? We're gonna make Godzilla. Oh, what will we call it? Oh, well, it's a Godzilla game. Let's call it Godzilla the game. Like you've already set yourself up for
anything
failure
that's
with your lack
the
of creativity
game.
in titling the
Anything
game.
that it's
Like
you
at
know,
least with Batman, it sounded like it was gonna be cool.
anything suffix with the game, you know, is going to be
Right.
shit.
Warner Bros. Should have gone Batman the game. Then I would have known better. John.
Other things.
Right, sorry. Well,
Tony
I was gonna say,
Hawk's
like, in terms of, like,
on.
just not to keep staying on the subject too long, but, I do want to bring some attention to Hatred, because I'm so happy that it turned out to be a really shitty game. Because I don't know if I could have lived in a world where it got that much attention for all the wrong reasons and turned out to be quite a good game.
But that would be kind of a fun world. Nothing is as
Maybe-
it seems, Yaki. Nothing. I mean,
suppose.
it's like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, but with video games. Aw, man.
And potential neo-Nazis.
Yeah, that too. John, more
Well, I've got
crappy
no
games.
no
I'm enjoying
segue
this
for
one.
another bad game, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Talk about broken.
Oh dear. I mean,
Just look at the internet. You can see how that is the antithesis of a company just flogging a dead horse. Because what was it? Activision literally had weeks left on the you know, franchise for Tony Hawk's, and it was right. Let's just shove this out the door and try to make some money on it. It was a broken piece of shit.
to be fair, if I was skateboarding in real life, I mean, admittedly, I wouldn't clip through the world, but beyond that, it was probably accurate for like non-professional skaters. But like they put pro skater on the title, so like it just gotta do what it says on the tin. At least Godzilla the game, it was a Godzilla game. Like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like pro, really? This person can't even stay on their fucking skateboard. Ugh. See, we
make a
need to
good
change
point.
the naming convention for games. That's what I've come to conclude from this game. of the
Anyway,
year.
my worst game of the year, the one I played that was heinous. Afro Samurai 2. Was
Oh,
it
I
Kuma's
remember
Revenge?
you bitching about this.
The words can't describe how bad this game was. This case of a cutscene every 5 seconds. You literally walk 2 steps and then be a cutscene. You walk 2 steps. It looked horrible. I can't
You
find the
don't even
words.
have
It was
words.
bad. It was so bad. And the fact is, they were planning on doing this as an episodic release. This was going to be. This was part 1 of a 3, I think it was.
Oh dear.
Oh,
It was
wow.
so broken. You couldn't you couldn't do the quick time events. It threw quick time events into as soon as you started the game, just for crawling along, and the quick time events wouldn't work. The combat was broken. It was the worst game I have ever played.
Ever?
Ever.
Not even
Ever
Donkey of
played.
the Year, Donkey of Life.
Yeah,
Wow. John. Shit of life.
This was the donkey that is diseased, maggot-filled, rotting in a pit somewhere. This was absolutely god-awful.
So I have kind of two linked questions. The fact that it's Afro Samurai 2. So have you played Afro Samurai 1?
No,
Like,
this
did you
was
have
supposed to
anything
be
to,
a sequel to the films in the TV show.
It's so they called it Afro Samurai 2 because it's a sequel to a TV show.
Yeah, because it's supposed to carry on the story of... Because in the anime...
Maybe that's why there were the cutscenes.
Well, they were trying to emulate...
Was it not a continuation of the first game?
Yeah, it was a continuation of the original Afro Samurai anime, in which Afro goes after the headband, and he accidentally, half kills his best friend along the way.
So there's not an Afro Samurai 1 video game?
I don't think so.
What? Oh, fucking name your game, sensible.
There is a Afro Samurai game before this one, because I own it. I totally played it.
Is it good?
Well, there you go.
It was okay.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
see, John,
well, why don't play this one? It is awful. But yeah,
it doesn't sound like anywhere. It sounds like a completely different game though, from what Don's describing. So, whatever happened for
this was trying to be a spectacle fighter, but it just didn't work. You think spectacle fighter, you think something like Devil May Cry or something like that. Hordes of enemies, you'll find them off, and that would work really well as this kind of very stylized anime samurai game. But you'd literally have 3 enemies, there'd be a cutscene, you'd try to attack them, the combat wouldn't work, you'd just mash buttons until you get to the next cutscene. It was awful. It was absolutely heinous. I'm sorry, this is just the worst game ever.
So are we crowning one, or are they just like, that is our steaming pile of shit? And
apparently,
just don't play these games.
Yeah.
Dear. Well, at least we got that off our chest. We can go back to happier things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what other stuff on the list of releases is kind of... Obviously, there's a lot there, and I admit myself I've not played a lot of it. But is there anything there that actually stood out to anyone?
Well, I already mentioned Rocket League was an incredible surprise. Like,
yeah, I
it
really
just
think
completely
that
came out of left field.
See,
yeah, considering it was a sequel as well.
My brother was
really?
top in Scotland for the original. Like, I knew about the original because he was one of the
Super
6 people who played it. Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars was game number 1, and then they were like, maybe that's a bit of a mouthful, so we won't call it Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars 2. We'll just call it Rocket League.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a sequel of a game that nobody played.
Fantastic. I mean,
and it's turned into a legitimate esport as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's enough for me just to watch gifs of like ridiculous plays, like. It's just so good.
Rocket League
so
gifs took the internet by storm. Like, oh my god, so many goals.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those games that anyone can play because it's a really simple concept. It's soccer if you're in the States. But it's just, 5-a-side kickabout, but you happen to be cars.
And it's also only up to like 3-a-side, but whatever.
Well, no, yeah.
No, you can have up to 5.
You can do 5-a-side?
Yeah.
There's chaos mode.
No way! I thought it was only 1 to 3.
No.
No. It's called chaos mode for a reason, though. Like, it's absolute bedlam. Like, if you ever score, it's complete accident.
Yeah. But it's one of those that it's easy to play, hard to master.
Yeah.
And the skill level of some people is just phenomenal. Because
you wouldn't think that like cars playing soccer like it has a large skill cap, but it turns out.
Well, when you can literally fly them off the roof and do somersaults and it's amazing.
That's also like that just the design choice of having the fact that you can also drive on the ceiling is like, it's such a tiny detail, but it makes it that much more ridiculous and fun.
Yeah, this is still one debate I have. Are they full-size cars or are they RC cars?
They're definitely full-size cars with hats that like have money, coming out of their exhaust, John. It's definitely based on realism.
Well, no, I think it's some sort of like sci-fi, like gladiatorial alien like facility.
What, genetically engineered cars? They're actually sentient beings.
Yeah,
and this is actually alien torture.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's canon. That's it.
There we go. Okay, is that your only game of the year, Yaki? You're just like Rocket League. That's it.
Well,
Yaki has no other opinions.
Well, I mean, Hearthstone is still the greatest game.
It's come out this year.
Ever.
It doesn't count. This is like me saying like, what have I been playing betas of recently? RuneScape Chronicle. I can't. That's beta. That's super fun. Can't include that. Been playing some Paladins.
Okay.
That's also super fun.
Okay,
beta. Not including
fine.
that. You can't include betas, which is why I
All right,
can
all right,
include
fine,
Heroes
fine,
of the Storm because that came out of beta and is now a full game, and I've made
Fine.
like 60 something videos on it at this point. So I think like at this
Almost
point,
69.
Almost 69.
almost 69 videos. But
Well,
yeah, Heroes
okay.
of the Storm is pretty fun.
I mean, I was gonna say though, I haven't played it, but after hearing so many things about it, it's my #1 most anticipated game. What is oh no, I can't remember what it's called now. God damn it.
Your #1 most anticipated game.
Would it be
You're
Undertale?
so anticipating it that you can't even play it.
Would it be Undertale?
Yes, Undertale. Yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
Undertale.
that seems to have been another big surprise one for people.
Yeah, also another game where, albeit because it was an indie game, so not a lot of people were going to like hear about a lot of advertising for it. But, my god,
that was that. Didn't it spend like a week as the highest rated game ever?
Really?
did it really?
Yeah,
oh, based
it was
on
the,
reviews, like Metacritic
yeah, it was
and
on Metacritic, on Steam, and things like that. It was higher than Portal.
Fuck, that's legit.
I think it was like 99.99% or something like
Wow.
that. It was literally the highest rated game ever.
Fuck, I'm going to buy it right now. Hang on. Jesus Christ.
I have it in my library. That is my Christmas treat to myself. That I'm going to just spend, Boxing Day or something like that.
Yeah, because
just
that was the
playing
thing as well.
that.
Because isn't it? There's like 3 different endings as well, and it's
Yeah,
not even
you can
too
do
hard
like a
to-
complete murder run. You can do a pacifist run, things like that.
Yeah.
To be like that member of the audience, like what is it? This one's gone like over my head. This was September.
Okay, so
I was probably busy worrying about Fallout 4 coming out the next month. And I didn't even play a Fallout game until Fallout 4. Anyway, tell me what Undertale is.
Okay, so Undertale is
Tell me a
basically
tale of Under, and not like Australia.
relatively very generic right. It's pretty much a generic JRPG, except for the fact
You can't even
that-
say it. You're that excited.
except for the fact that you can talk your way out of every single encounter in the game. So, in theory, you can go through the entire game without
Like,
killing anybody.
By choosing options or by typing.
But you literally talk it out with them. So you literally talk to them about like
You
your
can
backstory.
compliment
and, like,
your enemy or
Yeah.
show compassion or things like that, and they will.
Okay, that's
and
kinda neat.
obviously
And it's
it
very,
all
very
ties into-
self-aware as well, and
Yeah, it all ties into the whole like overarching story because it's all about compassion and like the relationships with people and like bullying and stuff.
You say it's all about compassion. Can you choose not to talk to anyone and kill everyone?
yeah,
And
you can kill
do
everything.
that. You
can
absolutely-
literally kill
You
everyone.
can still play it. You can play it like an ordinary RPG and just like still go buy armor and weapons. And
This is like someone who was trying to convince me to play Fallout 4 where you kill everyone. Like, literally, you just kill everyone that you encounter, and that's how you play the game. And I was like, what?
But like, and apparently, like, I haven't played it yet, but the combat like is still like pretty good because it's quite different. It's not quite turn-based, I don't think.
Yeah, all the combat is like little mini games where you're
Yeah.
actually using the mouse to kind of do almost bullet hell kind of dodging of stuff, even though it's this kind of JRPG turn-based stuff. So it's a really nice blend, and unlike Fallout, you can kill everyone in Fallout, but you still can't really be a bad person. If you kill...
can't really be a bad person, John.
Yeah, that's the whole. That's been the one main criticism I've heard of Fallout 4 is you can't really be a bad person even if you kill everyone. Because
Even if you kill everyone and steal everything.
Yeah.
Because there's no one
you
left.
can't be a dick.
By that logic, you're not a bad person.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Fallout 4 is
But-
a bit weird. Like, some of the conversation options, you think you're going to say something and you don't, which is a shame. But beyond that, it was I think it was a pretty fantastic game. Like, I think Fallout 4 is my open world game of the year. I don't know if that's my game of the year. I don't know. I'm very picky.
Well, I think the main thing is that everyone's just kind of choosing between Fallout 4 and Witcher 3.
Well, Fallout 4 would be for me, because Witcher 3 I played an hour of, and Fallout 4 I played many hours of. So, I mean, I found Witcher 3 very slow starting. I think that the combat was more involved for sure, because obviously it's like you have to dodge, you have to parry. It's actually quite challenging. You have to get like poisons and shit to like counter enemies. But like,
I thought when you went into it, you were just going to use VATS all the time because you don't like shooters.
I actually don't use VATS very often. Because
well, yeah, that's the main thing. Why I keep hearing about Fallout 4 is that like the combat's actually like good now.
Yeah, the combat's really fun.
Yeah, because then they bring in some of the guys from id and that worked on Doom and that, so it actually feels like a competent shooter now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can VATS your way through everything, but I'm not. I think my character is very charismatic and very lucky, but not very strong.
So you try and talk your way out of situations.
I try. And then when that doesn't work, it's okay. I have good agility, so I have very good aim. I'm just squishy as fuck. But I have a dog. I can just send the dog to do shit. Dog, do this. Dog, do that. Like, you can cheat at the start. There's this... Spoilers. In the shelter, which you emerge from, there is a gun called a cryo something or other.
You just get the dog to go and get it first thing.
It's like locked in this thing that needs like some special lock. And instead, you tell your dog, and you say, hey dog, look for items. And the dog takes the gun out of the locked case that it's in and brings it to you. Like, it's... Oh, man, Fallout 4 is actually super fun. I want to play more Fallout 4 now.
Okay, on the topic of shooters, we kind of touched on it near the start. Splatoon was kind of the surprise big shooter of the year. You know, we've had stuff like, you know, COD, and we've had Evolve, and even stuff like Overwatch and things like that. But I mean, it won, what was it, best shooter at the Game Awards a few weeks ago. So it is kind of that seems to have been a surprise to everyone, that this kind of very family friendly shooter. Yeah. I know you have your opinions about it, Fran.
I have. Well, the thing is, they did this like beta period. For one thing, they called it a Splatfest. I was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm doing this weekend? I'm having a Splatfest. Like, that sounds like some kind of porn marathon. But still, so they had this event, and like, it was fun. But it just felt like, at least with what they were showing us, there was very little substance to it. Like, they had this roller weapon that was super overpowered. You just ran everyone over.
Yep.
And like, it was like, oh, you got the sniper rifle. Well, I don't really care, because I'm just gonna paint the entire map with this roller and then run over anyone who gets in my way. Oh, you're standing on that tower, you know, on the other side of the map. Well, you can't hit me because I'm too far away.
I will say that's the one thing I found kind of annoying about Splatoon. Like, it really is a game about free weapons. Like, everything else is kind of like...
And I mean, I heard they made some balance changes to it to make like it less like that, but for me, like, it didn't have enough to it to encourage me to buy it. I think it's kind of how I felt. Like, it was fun for me, it was fun for like an hour, maybe two, but it's not something I would sink a lot of time into. But then there are people who have, so like, I can understand why for some people
so obviously, you're the Wii U owner here, so what have you spent most time on Wii U playing this year?
What have I spent most time on playing on Wii U? I played a lot of Yoshi's Woolly World. Yoshi's Woolly World is really fun. Did Captain Toad? No, maybe Captain Toad. No, Captain Toad did come out at the start of the year. I want to say Captain Toad came out.
I think so. Yeah.
I didn't play that, but apparently it's really good.
Captain Toad came out last year.
No, I think it came out in like January or February, because I remember it coming out just after Christmas, because I would have put it on my Christmas list. I mean, to be honest, like, the game I play most on Wii U is probably like Smash Bros, and that came out a while ago. But it got new characters. Does that count?
Only
actually,
yesterday.
they just announced the last character, didn't they? It's going to be Bayonetta.
So. Yeah, they announced Bayonetta recently. Yeah. Cloud was announced in the most recent Nintendo Direct. Oh man, Nintendo! And aren't they like releasing original Pokemon on the 3DS? Oh my god, they're doing so many great things. And then fucking Iwata died. This has been the worst year.
Oh yeah, that is probably one of the lowest points of the year.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, I'm sad. Damn.
Yeah. We can't even say anything about that.
I know, like, I was gonna say,
it's a moment of silence, you know.
Can we dedicate this to him? I mean, like, I don't know, it was... Yeah.
But, I mean, it's one of those things, I fully admit I'm not a Nintendo fanboy. I've never owned a Nintendo console. I've played on them because my brothers had them and things like that, but I've never owned a Nintendo console. But you cannot deny the effect Iwata had on the industry. Yeah. It's a case of... what was it? He died at 55, so he's relatively young.
55, yeah.
But I mean, the fact is, he'd been ill for a while, but he's still been doing stuff like Nintendo Direct. He was still a very integral part of the company.
I think that's fair. I think what Nintendo does well, like with the way they do Nintendo Directs and stuff, is they do have their key figures. Like Iwata was the Nintendo Japan figure. You have like Reggie and stuff, and you kind of when you watch them, like they had little puppet versions of them, and they have these little silly skits and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think like towards the end or the current stage of Nintendo, they did a really good job of making you relate to these people. But at the same time, Iwata had been a huge part of the growth of video games. Like he was there when video games were uncool and frowned upon by society, and it's just a shame.
It was the fact that he admitted himself he was a gamer. He was not only a gamer, but he was a game creator, designer, artist, and all that kind of thing. He knew every working part of a game, and that was what made him kind of one of the key figureheads for the industry, I think, because he knew what he was talking about. And you could see in those Nintendo Directs, even with kind of the stiff bowing and things like that, the very traditional Japanese type thing, he was having fun. And that was one of the big things you could take away from the Nintendo Directs. It was all about fun. It was very much what he was all about. And despite what Nintendo is as a company, and we know that they can be kind of dicks because it's like Japanese culture that we joke about, they still don't seem to grasp what the internet is and things like that. But you knew when Iwata was in charge, there was kind of that voice of the gamer there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think like at the end of the day, Nintendo as a company, like they definitely channel that fun into their games because their games are super fun. I think last year was probably a better year for Nintendo than this year in terms of releases, personally, but I think next year, like, you've got new Zelda and stuff coming out. Like, I think next year's going to be very big, and I think they kind of have this wax and wane process in the games that they release. Like, I wouldn't say that there's a Nintendo game that I feel is Game of the Year. I think Splatoon definitely comes close, and I can understand why it's been popular, but I think, like...
So is this going to be the first Kilobits year without a Nintendo game winning Game of the Year?
Yeah, because last year it was Smash Bros. And the year before it was Cat Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need a break. So that I think we're going to agree not to do that. So what have we got left? Witcher.
But I mean, talking about Japanese companies and, you know, them being kind of dicks, this kind of ties in nicely.
Okay.
Konami!
Oh.
Konami! Yeah, Konami's had a fun year, haven't they?
Have they? What have they done? Oh, with Hideo Kojima.
Yep.
Yeah. The whole...
What have they done this time? That was a shame.
Yeah, well, I mean, they seem to, for not caring about games and things like that, they seem to keep coming back into the internet press every couple of months because, I mean, start of the year, what was it? Kind of March, April time? I can't remember exactly when. It was officially announced, because it had been kind of rumoured for a while. That was it. Silent Hill's PT is dead.
Yeah, that was... I mean, I don't like scary games, so that dead, like, scary games being dead is always a win for me, but the amount of hype surrounding that game, it was just... That was kind of like a taste of what was to come, shall we say.
Yeah,
with
and
the whole
it
Konami, Hideo Kojima
and
it
saga.
was such a... It was like... God, the percentage of people who actually managed to finish PT, like... It doesn't even come into a factor. It's just the experience of playing PT alone. Like, it's a fucking demo, and holy shit, that's like a whole other level of engagement.
That was one of the things. It was a demo, but last year it was some people's game of the year because it was kind of so unique. It was a horror game. It was a first-person horror game like every other. But there was something about it that was very unique because it was very Kojima. Because I mean, you had that influence. It was Kojima on the game creative side, and then you also had Guillermo del Toro involved as well. You know, known for his visuals, known for horror and things like that. So that was you knew if Konami would actually jump on board and continue development on Silent Hills was going to be something very special. It was going to be a really good reboot to the franchise that had kind of been waning and things like that. Instead, we get Silent Hills, the pachinko machine. Pull the lever! Pull the...
To be fair, they just kind of... Yakigo.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, and the main thing that sucks though is that, you know, a lot of people once they announced it was being cancelled was like, okay, well maybe they can bring it to Kickstarter and just have like some sort of spiritual successor, like kind of like Ukulele.
No, Konami go. No, it's our property. We're not doing it.
Can't do that. And but
we're
not
just going to turn it
I mean,
into pachinko machines.
But not just that though. Like it's not even that they can do a spiritual successor, because Del Toro in a interview said that he was done with making video games because he had such a
he doesn't want to deal with that.
He had just such a shitty experience trying to make Silent Hills.
Yeah.
So fucking Konami also like just stopped Del Toro from potentially making video games. Like
that's true. And then it kind of got worse. And the thing is, I don't know why Konami didn't realize that they were basically slowly but surely destroying their entire public image. I mean, I'm sure like
they
Hideo
fully
wasn't
admit.
perfect, but at the same time, like they just everything they did was a dick move. Like didn't some guy make a video about like Konami Kojima work conditions, and then they were like, well, this is not very nice about us, so we're gonna just take this off YouTube for a little bit. Like that's cool with you guys, right? KK,
that was a bad thing for the year, but it was also a good thing for YouTube because Super Bunny Hop did this whole Kojima versus Konami video, and basically somebody at Konami saw it and did a DMCA takedown and got the video pulled off YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is, YouTube go, hang on a second, there's nothing wrong with this. This is all this is real journalism. This is, you know, what fair uses are all about, you know, critique and things like that. And they actually reinstated it. So that was a good thing. But it actually threw light on what the working conditions were for kind of the employees of Kojima Productions and Hideo Kojima himself and all that kind of thing.
I think they basically fucked themselves over because by taking it down, they probably gave the video like
it was the Streisand effect. It was the Streisand effect.
More views than like if it had just been left alone. And like they've just continued with that because wasn't there the Game of the Year awards or something like that? And because of his contract and because he was still contractually obliged.
No. Hideo Kojima hasn't left the company. He's on holiday.
Oh, well, yeah, so he's still part of the company, and I think because him going to a Game Awards is
the lawyers said, no, you're not allowed to go and accept the award for the game you created.
And the best part was, like, when he won the award, I think the presenter basically called out
Jeff
Konami.
Keighley
And he was like, the reason he's not here is because Konami are fucked. Well, he didn't say they were fucked, but he basically, Konami said that he couldn't come. And it was just,
then the entire audience just booed.
It was pretty
that
bad,
was just a beautiful moment.
But there is light at the end of the tunnel because Hideo Kojima is now he's re-emerging from his Konami chrysalis as a beautiful independent
I'm a beautiful
studio
butterfly.
Which, in all fairness, like we all should have seen that coming, right? Like, it seems like such like an obvious thing to happen, and now it's perfect. Really.
I feel like it's like an anime saga, like that's been this year's like news piece, and it's like there's been highs, there's been lows. I'm sure there's been filler. Like it's been a bit epic, to be honest.
The only thing I'm worried about is now Kojima is on his own. He has that complete creative freedom. Is he going to go too mad?
There's no one to hold him back.
That's the whole thing. Some creative geniuses need a little kind of holding back, you know, just to be reality check.
To be perfectly honest, I kind of want to see what would happen.
Do you not?
It's a case of all the enemies are going to be models, so we can spend 6 months just photographing models.
We just need to get. I think the world needs one completely unfiltered Kojima game.
Oh, of course,
just
but
to see what it looks like.
We're not going to get it for like 10 years now.
Oh, of course,
there's no one
it's like
making
a
sure
7-year development cycle.
It's like
that's a good point. Like that, yeah. I'm kind of worried now.
It's going to cost like $50 billion. It's going to take like 12 years to develop.
But it'll be worth it. That is our game of the year. We're calling it now. This is for our predictions. I predict at some point in the future, Kojima Productions Game of the Year. That is what I'm calling now. I'm calling next year is going to be episodic Final Fantasy. Actually, does Kingdom Hearts 3 come out next year? It's going to be for me. It's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3, episodic Final Fantasy. There's something else that I've been hyped about. What was there a trailer for recently? The Harry Potter movie. No, that's not what it was. Oh,
I'm hyped for a Pokken tournament, which is the Pokemon fighting game.
Or Final Fantasy 15. These are my predictions for next year.
So just Final Fantasy.
I think like freaking Japan is gonna win next year. We'll just Game of the Year is Japan.
Japan's just gonna take over. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a good point. What do you think are going to be the big trends of next year? Because obviously this year, as I said, I reckon open world games was kind of the biggest trend. What do you think is going to be kind of the thing that kind of sticks around as
honestly,
kind of the recurring theme in 2016?
For me, my money's on collectible platformers, because we have Yooka-Laylee coming out sometime next year, right?
Yeah.
So we got Yooka-Laylee, and then we have Psychonauts 2 now. Hat in Time, which was a pretty successful Kickstarter, which I actually backed. Which is trying to bring back the collector's font. It's just been like, and because didn't Mario 64 also get another remake quite recently?
Yeah,
there's just been a lot.
Somebody did a whole creating it in Unity, which Nintendo took down.
Oh, of course it did. But
I fully agree with you. I think where over the last kind of 3-4 years, specifically in kind of indie games and things like that, a lot of indie developers have kind of been trying to emulate kind of the 8-bit and 16-bit era.
Yeah,
I think we're actually forward in time.
We're moving on to kind of the PlayStation and N64 era.
Crash Bandicoot! Freaking Crash Bandicoot remake!
We had a PlayStation experience. What was it? One of the head guys there was wearing a Crash t-shirt and everyone's going, "Oh shit, Crash Bandicoot's coming back!"
Oh, I love me some
God,
Crash
remember when
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot actually was in Crash Bandicoot games?
But I mean, another kind of... Yeah, I fully agree. We're going to see like a revival of that kind of PlayStation N64 era of character platformers. It's going to be those 3D...
if it's not quite like collector fonts, it's probably going to be some sort of like roguelike kind of...
I can see that happening.
I actually think roguelike type thing is starting to wane as well, because that was kind of like a popular go-to for developers. In this case of what's popular, what's trending. Oh, card games, roguelikes. They were the go-tos. You know, it's been that everyone has to create a MOBA, everyone has to create a roguelike.
I mean,
I think it's going to be right. We need to do some sort of like character platformer. We've got to do the collector font type thing. I'm already noticing it in the fact that, as I said, kind of with indies, a lot of indies were doing the whole 8-bit, 16-bit type thing. I'm seeing a lot of developers now moving into doing that low poly art style. They're doing it really visually stunning. They're doing these kind of beautiful low poly games, but it is very reminiscent of that kind of early PlayStation era.
Wasn't that Grow Home game? Is that low poly? I can't.
That was low poly.
I remember John being like, I watched this video. I don't think I've ever heard John so captivated in his life as the time he was growing a tree.
It was just
I wouldn't get you a bonsai for Christmas based on that video alone.
It was incredibly simple, but it was incredibly... There was something very zen-like about it. And the biggest surprise for me was it was Ubisoft.
Yeah.
It felt like an indie game.
Well, that was the thing, because... Sorry, go on, John.
No, I was going to say, it felt like an indie game, because it was essentially... It was like a small, I think it was like a dozen people in one office. This was kind of their pet project for Ubisoft, and it was just this very simple Unity game that they created, but it was just really beautiful. There was an incredibly simple premise to it. It was, you land on the planet, you have to try and get back up to your ship, and all you do is kind of grow this beanstalk up to the ship. So it was really simple, but it was just really sweet. It was a bit like year before we had stuff like Child of Light and the Valiant Hearts, which was using the UbiArt engine, which again was a very small team within Ubisoft, and creating something a lot smaller, a lot simpler, a lot kind of more heartfelt. This is what that felt like.
Yeah.
I think Zen games.
Sorry,
no,
I keep interrupting.
It's okay. I think Zen games are very trendy, especially low poly. I think was it Perception came out? I want to say this year. A game about No, it's not Perception. What's it called? You play as a blind girl, and as you walk around, like you discover
walls.
The one I played, Pulse.
Is it called Pulse? She's a little girl. She's got like a kind of bob haircut.
No.
I've got pictures of it here. I can't think what it's called.
Pulse is the one with like the little yordle things, right?
Yeah, you're throwing things around. There's one by an indie one that Codemasters put out, which was Beyond Eyes, which you played a little
it's
blind girl.
called Beyond Eyes. Yeah, I played some of that. I mean, I was quite drunk when I played it, to be fair. But that's actually like...
I'm noticing a theme.
Of me in gaming. That was like another like low poly zen kind of game. And I think that they're surprisingly relaxing compared to the fast-paced games that we have nowadays. Yeah. So like that, I think that came out this year. Did that come out this year? I'm gonna say
I think it did. Yeah.
Yeah. So there has been some good stuff.
Yeah. So my prediction next year is yes, it's going to be the character-driven platformers, because I mean we've also got the remake of Ratchet and Clank.
I did see that.
And the movie as well.
And the
movie.
You
think platformers, and we think maybe low polygon
low poly,
styles.
but also on a tech front, next
VR.
year is going to be the year of VR.
Yep. 100% VR.
Yes,
absolutely. I think it's emerging now, and I think it might next year it'll start to become more mainstream. And but I still think it'll take until 2017. Like it's like how the Xbox or the PlayStation came out.
Yeah,
and so it's taken a few years for them to find.
It's going to be
the
cost of the units and things like that. That is going to be the kind of real deciding factor, because you know. I fully admit I don't like VR because I already wear glasses.
Me too.
I don't want to shove another thing on my face. So, but unlike that, where you know the TV companies and the film companies were pushing 3D films and 3D TV as the big thing to try and sell units a couple of years ago, I actually think VR for games works because you have that control over characters. It is meant to be a more immersive thing, so having VR does probably work better. It is going to be the whole thing of how much does it cost and how sick is it going to make me feel.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could definitely be huge, like you say, because games are so immersive. So I think like hardware, we've definitely got VR up and coming. And I do hope that the 3D platformers become a thing, because they're fucking fun. I can be a child again. It'll be fantastic. Okay, so we've made some predictions. I think we need to like start wrapping this up and decide on a winner. I mean, much as I want to give it to that clicking game that was in the Steam Summer Sale that I gave my life to, I don't think you two will agree. Bear in mind, I got to the point where I was running, like they had special like Steam pages and Reddit pages where you would team up with people who would run optimized like programs like extensions, macros that clicked for you and bought stuff, so you didn't even have to play the game. I think I got an achievement for we literally got to the point where the game.
You got a kill screen, didn't you?
A kill screen, yeah. But I feel like you two might not agree that Steam Summer Sale 2015 clicking game is this year's.
Yeah, I mean they kind of disappointed me with the fall sale. Whether we get anything with the winter sale, I don't know, because they seem to have gone away from kind of that whole gamifying things.
Yep.
Because I mean, we don't even get the whole we've got to log in each day to find out what the best sale price is, because the sale price is the entire sale price for the entire sale.
I think we should. I think we should pick an indie game of the year and a AAA game of the year. I think that's the best way to do it.
Okay.
Well, I think, and Yaku will probably agree, indie game of the year, potentially Rocket League.
I think Rocket League was very good, but I also think Life is Strange is I think we should give it to Rocket League, but I think we should have honorable
Life
mentions.
is Strange because it's Square.
Life is Strange. Oh, it is Square, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, that's not going to be AAA. Ori and the Blind Forest, that was pretty good. Kerbal Space Program, I think that was another one that we should definitely mention, like as our indie games. Come on,
the only thing I'd say about Kerbal is because it's been out for so long,
again.
Essentially, that's the only problem with the early access games, you know.
Yeah, it's been so long. I agree. Undertale, we've got that one as a. You think Rocket League beats Undertale?
I don't know, because I haven't played it yet.
Undertale yet. That's the thing.
As I said, that's my Boxing Day. I'm going to spend Boxing Day.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling I'll probably prefer Undertale, though. At the same time,
vote for it if you haven't even played it yet. And I haven't played
that's the thing. I'm not voting it. I'm going for Rocket League.
Okay, so Rocket League is officially our indie game of the year. Agreed?
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that.
Okay. AAA game of the year. Nominees.
I don't think. Like, I'm going through the list. I actually don't think I played it.
You played Heroes of the Storm.
I played Heroes of the Storm and a lot of Hearthstone.
Well, I mean, I've not played many of them, but the open world games I played Mad Max, which was Avalanche. That was kind of good. It got a bit samey after a while.
It can't be game of the year if it's kind of good.
But Avalanche
no,
also
vetoed. You don't get that one. Next.
Avalanche also did Just Cause 3.
Hey, I played some Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's big dumb fun. That I think that is kind of, if anybody's seen videos, especially the YouTube videos and things I've done, I get fully behind big dumb fun. I just like dicking around in games. Some games I don't want that whole heavy, lots of story, things like that. You mean like
Life is Strange, which honestly has been a fantastic episodic game. So we have Just Cause, we have what, Fallout and Witcher. Have you guys played either of those?
I haven't played Fallout or Witcher.
Well, I've played both, and I say that Fallout is better than Witcher, so fuck you, Witcher. You're getting vetoed. You and your Gwent can go away. So we have Fallout 4. For me, Fallout 4 is fantastic, and I've never played a Fallout game until I played Fallout 4. Basically what happened was I like, hey there, street people, you want me to play this game? We got a tip jar, and then they filled the tip jar. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this game. And I have zero patience for first person. Like, you guys might have realized this by now by the fact that the games I play currently are Smite, Heroes of the Storm, and a competitive RuneScape card game. So, like, I have very little patience for single player.
Yeah, but Witcher's got a card game in it.
I think Fallout was better. I think Fallout is probably the best open world game. I think Just Cause is a lot of dumb fun, but I think Fallout has more substance to it. Also, I should have said Afterbirth for freaking Indie Game of the Year, and that's a DLC, but I don't even care.
Yeah, I think that falls down because it's
a DLC.
A DLC for a remastered version of a Flash game that came out 5 years ago, whatever it is.
I've played like 100 hours
in all fairness,
2 months.
though, it was part of a stretch goal. Like, to be fair, it was always going to be into the.
But okay, no, we got Rocket League. I'm not gonna change that. Any other suggestions for Game of the Year? I mean, I think we ruled out Splatoon already.
Is anyone going to? Are we going to mention Five Nights?
No. I think at least 8 versions have come out.
He's made enough money. We don't need to give him any more credit, though. He does deserve credit. You know, making millions of dollars on this very simple.
My webcam fell down and laughed so hard.
What about Bloodborne?
Bloodborne. I mean,
it came out too early in the year. I think it was like by the time we get to December, it came out.
Yeah, because I mean that was one of those games. Didn't that get delayed by about a month or so? That kind of really put it in that kind of odd window.
Oh yeah, delays knocked it back, and as a result, it came out at a weird time.
Yeah, because I think it came out like a week before the PC version of GTA, and around that time, GTA also got the kind of the heists on console as well, so it kind of lost a bit there. It was a great game. It did get a lot of hype and things like that, but a lot of people. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's Game of the Year.
Metal Gear Solid is the other one. I haven't played it.
I've literally played like 10 minutes of it on my brother's computer, so I
can't Basically, what we can conclude is that you two don't play AAA games ever.
I think I said I want to say in my interview for The Killer Bits, I expressly said I don't play like
so basically it comes down to me.
Yeah, go on then.
And like, see, part of me wants to give it to Heroes of the Storm because I've made 60 billion videos of it. But like, I don't actually feel comfortable giving Game of the Year to a MOBA that like I don't know. It feels wrong. It feels wrong. So on that logic, we're gonna give it. I don't want to give it to Fallout 4 either. Can we just give it to Rocket League twice?
I mean,
Why not?
Be okay with that.
Why not?
Okay, so there you go.
It was that good, man.
It was that good. It could be a AAA.
Honestly, it was that good.
The Killer Bits official game of the year is Rocket League twice. I think. Yep.
It covers a sequel, so it's fine.
Okay, there you go. At the DLC and the whatever. So, do we have anything else to add before we wrap up?
I'm going to be buying Undertale as of tonight, so I'll tell you how that goes.
Oh dear, I'm not unhappy with our decision.
No.
Oh,
Rocket League's a very good game.
Yeah. Also, I want to very quickly do a shout out because I just realized we haven't talked about this at all. To Her Story. I don't know if you guys that out, but holy crap! Like that's an honorable mention for doing storytelling and video gaming in the most interesting way.
Yeah, it was a fantastic story. Actually, a really innovative way of doing it as well.
So basically, it's a game where you're trying to solve a crime. I understand, and you have all of these interviews on record of this woman. But you start with I think a couple shots, and then you have a database, and you have to search keywords to watch video clips. and it's all live acted. So there's this woman, and she's like being interviewed, and she's answering questions and stuff. And there'll be red herrings, so she could be talking about something like maybe a date, and you'll go down this path.
She suddenly starts playing the guitar and things like that.
Yeah,
but the guitar is a clue.
And you basically have to sit there and try and figure out.
It's one of those games that's incredibly simple,
it's really,
but it makes you feel smart.
They've basically taken story games, and instead of you picking an option from a list, it's really interactive, and you have to. It's like detective work.
Incredible.
Like
if you're going to play it, have a notepad and pen with you, because you will need a notepad and pen to play the game.
Yeah, and you'll spend like ages going down like the wrong path, and then if you play it again, you'll be like, why did I get stuck there? This is completely obvious that this is where I should go and stuff. Like the replay value, it's like, holy fuck, it was like glaring me in the face the entire time. But I think it's the kind of game, like if you wanna kind of get an idea of it, you could find a Let's Play and watch like 10 minutes. Like, don't watch more than 10,
I swear,
10, 15 minutes.
Didn't
Peter did it.
He did it,
yeah.
He was going to do like a quick bit on it, and he did like, an hour or so, and he had to cut it down. It's a case of he just got sucked into it, because it is one of those games that you get sucked into, and it's just...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only other thing I wanted to mention. But beyond that, I'm happy. We've picked our game of the year. We've talked about some fantastic games, and also some very bad games.
Yes, very bad games.
John drank some beer.
Yes.
I ate some pizza.
And I had some coffee. So we've all won at life.
Yeah. It's because I normally have the coffee. I'm just going to have my beer.
Beyond that, I guess if you want to see what we're up to next year, or for the rest of the year, I have no idea when this video is going live.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You can
I'm editing it.
I
have no
subscribe
idea.
to the channel, and if you've enjoyed all of our rants and raves and opinions and arguments, you could hit the thumbs up button, or let us know what you think is game of the year, whether you think Rocket League can't win twice. In which case we can give Indy to Her Story and Rocket League as AAA game of the year, because fuck the system. But let us know in the comments below.
No, fuck Konami.
Hey! And of course, you guys, if you did like this little podcast, be sure to check out our Patreon on patreon.com/thekillerbits, because that is actually one of our stretch goals. If we reach, John, how many do we have to reach?
$100, $150, something like that.
Something like that, around that. If we manage to get that around per month,
we'll do like a fortnightly. We do a fortnightly podcast.
And social media, come on, let's do it.
You can get us on Twitter at the Killerbits, or our individual Twitters. I'm going to put all our individual Twitters into our faces.
I'm pointing down. I'm pointing at my
I'm pointing, yes. Or you can get us on Facebook at facebook.com/thekillerbits.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and
Happy holidays. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye. I love you.